everyone, I am Slowline Train Spotting and welcome back to Train Simulator 2021 and our big Marsdonshire 8-part special. We are in the same train, 66503, for those who didn't watch the first part. Probably useful you watched that before, like this. I'm not going to be talking about the same things that I was talking about in that, but maybe some bits might link back to that, and also it's useful to know where we've come from and what we've done and where we're going. Some 150s in the turns platforms 3 and 4. Oh no, 4 and 5. Right. So, what we were talking about in the last part 1. This bit, these sidings around here are something that I have shown my hatred or dislike to, and I actually replaced the sidings around here. I have shown how much I don't like them in a previous video, which was the early express, which I did on this route. It was a class 222, and I've shown my disliking to that in that video. It's really dumb, the layout of it, with sporadic junctions just being laid around everywhere, lots of Kuju assets, and yeah. I like this siding that we're passing now. I really like that, so I decided to keep that and keep the entrance because I like the entrance stuff. Once you get into it, it's completely different. So yeah. It's pretty good. I'm not paying attention to our speed. We've slowed down drastically. Okay, right, let's speed up. Yeah. So this diamond crossing bit I've kept all along here, but once it's when you get into the sidings, that's where it all changes. Once you get here, this is where it will get sporadic and stuff. You can see some of the stuff. Yeah, so I replaced that, but for now we're just going to ignore it. Otherwise, I get really annoyed whenever I look at it. It makes my eyes hurt when you're in the map view. It just like these white lines going everywhere. Some things like there's some nice things. Like another thing I like from this is the graffiti. So there's some graffiti on those containers. That's like a separate object, which is really nice. Right. There's one shed, I'll see if I can find it, that I've actually used in one of my routes, and it's from Kuju, and it's probably the best asset from Kuju. Someone here, we can like full power that. Oh, I think, is that it? Yeah, that's it. We get past that and then I'll pan towards it. I think I saw it. So it's like round there. There you go. That shed there. The grey and white one with the blue stripe. Really nice. But some of these other ones, these are Kuju assets and they're quite bad. Anyway. Paying attention to the task at hand, we need to drive these HIA Empties to Portkeane station where another driver's going to take over, and we're going to switch to a train that goes somewhere else. I've tried to not make it so that I try to not make it so that we just go somewhere and then turn around and come straight back on the same line. We're taking a different route back. We're going along the coastline on a, yeah, I almost gave it away there, but I'm not going to. I might give it away afterwards, like at the end of the scenario. Now this bit, this is of course all one scenario. This I just cut it into 2 because I didn't expect it to take so long. But one of the scenarios I did, I knew I hadn't play tested, and I needed to play test it. and I can remember which one it was, but I didn't want to go through all the other ones that I play tested, because that would just be really boring and take lots of time. This one's there's one that I haven't play tested, because I expected this to take about half an hour. In the end it took nearly an hour. It took twice as long as I expected. So a lot of the AI trains that we were supposed to pass on this line already went past before we got to it. Like that 150 we just passed there, that was like the 4th train in. And after this there's only one more train, and that's where I ran out of space and I couldn't put any more AI in. So sorry if the AI is a bit sparse, there should be more. I know the next two there's not much AI because they're on like shuttle lines and small branch lines where there's not many AI trains, so that might be a bit boring, but hopefully you're just enjoying the route and the scenery. And what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try and cover, apart from the yards and entrances to yards and all that, I'm trying to cover as much of the route as possible. So we go up north, up the main line, we're going along that little branch line, we're going along the coastline, the shuttle line. Right, back in the cab. Yeah, so that station we just passed out, we got a pass-by shot. That's Dent Valley Station. That has a significance in one of the later parts, in fact 2 of them. Almost the very end. Which will be fun. So that has a significance in that. Yeah. So yeah, I did change the Marsden depot, and I put an extra crossover in. Oh, here's the last AI train. We can enjoy this together, watching a container train go through. Bit frame ratey, but that's just a side effect of the FSA wagons, the AP ones. But those AP FSAs, I just love them to death. They are by far the best container wagons out there. By far. Like Bristol to Cardiff with the branding patch, they're about halfway. FWAs, they're about 75%. Those are like 10 out of 10. The only thing that they don't have are some that like really new containers, like the unbranded, well, the Saframines without the Saframine logo, and also another one is refrigerated containers. They don't have any of them, but they have like 3 different time spans. They have like the 2000s, 2010s, and also 2020. So they have like up to date. They have O&E containers and everything like that. They are just amazing. apart from maybe a few containers that may have been useful in some trains, there is basically nothing I can fault them on. And some of those containers you just get from other wagons, like the FWAs. I think there's one from the FWAs that we don't have on the FSAs, but when you use them in conjunction, they're fine. And also the braking physics are good. But that's my review on the FSA wagons. I'll do that at a later date. Right. We're back on our train. You may have noticed in those pass-by shots and earlier pass-by shots, we have two locos. We've got a failed 66 behind us, which is 66620. So that's from 620. And then 503, which has a nameplate. I got a nameplate pack from Major Wales Design. Major Wales. They do some really good reskins and also do some nameplate packs and improvement packs. They are amazing. There's so much. Yeah, one of them that caught my eye was a Freightliner 66 nameplate patch, and yeah, I mean it's not compatible with any reskins you get, of course, because they're not going to make the nameplates for every single Class 66 reskin that's ever existed. Now someone needs to do one for a GBRF 66, because I mean Freightliner 66 has had no nameplates at all, part of the AP thing, and the GBRF ones have one. They have 713. It's called Forest City General Motors, and yeah, I just wish I had more. Right, we are 5 miles away. I'm going to shut the windows because it's starting to get annoying hearing all the wind noise from outside. It's a lot quieter. AWS, clue that. Yeah. I do seem to notice that when the windows are shut and when there's less noise, I always talk quieter, which is good when it's sorting out levels, because then I have to like change the levels when the levels change on the train sim clip. I just be quieter. Oh, so maybe I did squeeze in one extra AI train. I thought that was the last of my AI trains. Obviously there was one more. I thought that was the last one. Might have made it a bit more interesting. So I think how I'm going to do this is at the end of the scenario I will tell you what train we are driving in the next video. I'm going to sort of bring out one part every day. So yeah. There's just going to be one part that's going to come out every day. This one I'm going to bring out the same day as part 1, which should be the 23rd. Yeah, it should be the 23rd. It's just because it's all part of one part, and it will be odd if like it's more something that you watch together if you can. But I'm just breaking it down into 2 sections, because if someone sees the video that's nearly an hour, they're gonna be like, okay, no thank you, I'm not watching that. I mean, like my previous video, the one with the ROG 37, that one was 55 minutes, and that I was just like, no, it is at that point it needs to be 2 parts. Like 45 minutes, okay, but pushing it. Anything over 50, just like, no, forget about it, make it 2 parts. I was hoping these ones would be a lot shorter, but maybe not. Hopefully none of them will take too long. One of them I play tested, and it took about half an hour. That's one of the ones, I almost said what train that was. That's part 6 in this. That one's about half an hour, and then part 7 is the return journey, so that'll be about half an hour. So that'll be fun. Right, we are almost. Here we go. 50 limit. This is one of on the main line. There are 3 corners that I think are way too sharp, and the speed limit goes right down around this really tight corner with super elevation. It feels like you're on a roller coaster. There's 3 corners. There's one that's at it's just south of Kirkboswell. There's a sharp corner there, and there's this one which is about 2 miles north of Portkeane, and there's another one about halfway down the line, which is where we started on that little turning line. If I reversed there and rolled back down the hill, eventually going past that U-turn that I was talking about in the last video, I'd get to like a power station, and the main line runs right like through the middle of the power station, and it's there is where the 3rd really sharp corner is. So that's the location of them. Well, the one at Kirkboswell is probably the least tight corner, and actually you can get some fantastic views of trains going around there. They look epic. We've got a car depot there. KLP, motor vehicle manufacturer. See that these are the car in the last video when I was talking about there's the new car assets that Dovetail bought out and using on their new routes. These are the old ones. Quite bad. I don't like the white one, the Ford Focus. The lights look wrong. They just look bad. Like, the tail lights are okay, the headlights are just like, Jesus Christ. They obviously didn't know how to make assets back then. Nor do they do now. West Coast, Midland, South. I mean, some of them are good assets. The one that always like makes everyone laugh is the abandoned platform 5 at Watford Junction, which is which literally looks like someone cut them with a pair of like nail clippers. But what I was gonna another thing with that route that like this wasn't too well known about. I didn't know about this until I saw the route firsthand. I don't have it, but my brother does, and I saw it firsthand from him. And one of the stations, Apsley Station. Now, Apsley Station, you may know of. It's basically my local station, Kings Langley. It's the next station up from there, and I've done a video there. Before COVID and stuff, where we all went to Kings Langley, I always used to go to Apsley, and Apsley was I love the station, and there's a few footbridges nearby that you can train spot from, and they look really nice. And somehow they got the platforms mixed up. So the fast line platforms are 3 and 4, and the slow lines are 1 and 2. Even though at Kings Langley, Hemel Hempstead, Berkhamsted, Sheddington, Leighton Buzzard, which are the 5 stations that have 4 platforms in that section of West Coast Main Line, they got all of them correct. It was just absolutely, they flipped. And it's not like you just rename the platform markers, because of course then you've got the platform signs that are part of the assets. You'd have to completely remodel the asset just to get it correct. I don't know how they messed it up. Like some of the platforms are like, they're good. Like all you have to do is just go on real-time trains. Well, you could either go on real-time trains and see all the slow trains apart from platforms 3 and 4, or just use common sense and realise that all the others that are correct are like that. So Apsley's probably like that too. And it wouldn't be so bad if it was like if there's one state in like 30 years' time, and someone asked me like, what is the railway station of your childhood? I would say either Apsley or Kings Langley. It's just like the station I always go to. And I really love the station. It's a really nice, quiet station. But they messed it up. Anyway, well, I was having a rant about how my local station is messed up on the Dovetail route. We are now approaching Portkeane, which brings us to the end of the video, end of part 2, which means I will be telling you what we'll be driving next. And next we are driving a rail tour, which consists of a WCRC class 37 at the front, and bringing up the rear is a Freightliner 66, but we won't be seeing the 66 too much. Yeah, and we got a bunch of WCRC Locomotive Services Limited version red and black, and also some Statesman Rail Pullman Mark II coaches, which is rather exciting. And we'll be driving it down the coastline, which is the third rail line, which is why we suddenly got third rail at this station. So this is where we actually ended our AliExpress video, our last one that was carrying across the Portkeane, the full length of the main line. And this is, yeah, we're finishing here again, and then we're going to take a train that's going to go all the way around the coast loop and back to Marsdon. So that'll be back to Marsdon, and then after that, that's where our next video will start, which is lovely. So let me just focus on pulling into the station here. Make sure that I don't muck it up like I always do. And there's one thing that I don't like, and I'll probably mention it a bit later because we are driving another 66. My least favourite thing is stopping trains with these swing-loaded brakes. Like, stopping them with a swing-loaded brake is easy. You just push it forward a bit and hold it until your brake pipe. But stopping it, if you want to stop it like here, like say you're on a passenger train with another train with swing-loaded brakes, let's say a 68. That's swing-loaded brakes. You just stopping it in like the same place, like you've got to stop it at the 6-car stop marker, is just really hard. Anyway, let's listen to some HIA wagon AP pack brake squeal. Here we are. Freightliner heavy haul. That is indeed. Right, I think we'll stop about here. That looks good. There we go. And stopped. There we go. So that is part 2, which is technically all part 1, but part 1 and part 2 done. We're driving 66503, which is named the Railway Magazine, with some HIAs that go all the way down here. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're excited for the rest of the series, and until next time, I will see you later. And with that, we say enjoy the rest of your day. Anyway, goodbye.